Hello everyone, good evening. Welcome to Zwift Run. Welcome to Zwift. Welcome to this live Monday Run Club stream. Just getting set up here. We've got about 3 or 4 minutes to go before the run starts, which gives me a bit of time to show you the main Zwift screen. Okay, so it's already telling me, let's go. I've logged into Zwift. I've run about half a kilometre just to warm up. And I've already gone onto my Zwift companion app. And I've clicked in that I want to join an event. And the event I want to join is the Monday Run Club, 7:30 UK time. And we're now going right into it. Let's go. And we now join the event. So you'll see me now move over to a start line. There we are with 4 minutes and 20 seconds before the start of the run. On the right hand side you can see people's names joining, so mine's at the top there. And our run leader today is Tim Gross, so Tim is signalled in yellow there, and also if you see on the screen in a minute you'll see that he's got a big yellow beacon over his head. So I'm going to just start jogging slowly to get warmed up. We'll just start walking. I'll have a sip of coffee. Great recovery food and great caffeine to get you moving. Get a bit faster. Okay, so I'm on a treadmill in my shed in the back garden. This shed is broadcast all over the world now with my lawnmower in it, for goodness sake, and my hedge trimmer. It's the most famous back garden shed on the internet. Well, maybe not. I don't know. So we're going in about 3 minutes. There are about, I think, about 25 to 30 people in the run today, or in this group. There's 14 joined at the moment, but I think there's a few more due to come in the next few minutes. So what will happen is we will start running at around about 11.5 kilometres an hour. I think it's maybe 11.7, something like that. And we will gradually speed up a little bit for the first 2 kilometres till we get to 12 kilometres an hour. Once we're at 12 kilometres an hour, we stay at that pace. And what's going to happen is we're going to do little interval sessions. And what an interval session is a short period of intense activity. So it could be a sprint, for example, or it could be raising the incline on the treadmill. So we have to run uphill for a little while. 2 minutes to go. You can see people chatting to each other on the right hand side there. You can press M on your keyboard and you can say hi. So if I press M and say hello. Oh, actually you can just press hi, hello. Or when you get into the actual run, you need to press M on your keyboard. At the moment we're actually in messaging anyway, so we can just message wherever we want. I'm going to just start some camera angles going so that makes it a bit more interesting to look at. And then I'm going to start running because I don't want to get left behind at the beginning of the run, which is always most amusing. Okay, that's that. Click that, and that, and that. Right, let's get running. If you're just joining us, this is the Monday Night Run Club on Zwift Run. And we're broadcasting tonight live on the main Zwift page. My name's Stephen. I broadcast at least 2, possibly 3, sometimes even 4 times a week on Zwift Running. Hopefully getting you all inspired to get running on your treadmill a bit more and enjoy the world that is Zwift. The virtual world the gaming world, crossover with training tool and social platform as well for running. 10 seconds to go. You can see we're all on our treadmills, but in a second that banner will go down and we'll all be off. Here we go. Right, so I'm going to speed up the treadmill so I don't get left behind. So what I'm going to try and do tonight, guys, is I'm going to look at Facebook chat if I can, and whilst we're running I will kind of try and answer some questions if you've got any. If you're new to Zwift, if you've never seen it before, if you're wondering what on earth this all is, then I can answer some questions for you, hopefully. Don't tax me too hard though. You know, it's early evening. I'm ready for bed. So good crowd tonight. We run Monday Run Club every Monday, 3 times during the day. So there is a time zone to suit you. If you are in America or in Asia, then 7:30 UK time may not be the best time for you. So we run Monday Run Club at 6 AM Eastern time and 8 PM Eastern time. So the idea is hopefully that one of those 3 times will suit you. Now the idea about tonight is that the people who are running, so you can see names on the right hand side there of people who are running, and the idea is that they're going to try and text little interval sessions for us to do. So that should be interesting. So somebody might say run at 15 kilometers an hour for 200 meters. So we all go. I am looking at Facebook chat. If you do want to say hi, if you have got any questions, please type them. I should see them. Hopefully if I keep my eye on this screen. Mind you, there's loads of you typing already, so I'm not going to keep up with you all. So Tim's just typing on the screen, look, warm up 1k at 15 kilometers an hour and then 1k at 12. .5 and then 12. I said say something and Malcolm Oka said something. .70 runners signed up today, so the Zwift run is growing. Guys, if you like running on a treadmill, or if you don't like running on the treadmill, get on Zwift Run and give it a try, because you'll find it's a lot more entertaining, a lot more interesting than just running on your own on the treadmill. Victoria says she's just come off a bike workout. She'd love to join us, but she's a bit tired. And Brett is on a bike watching a live stream of people run. Yeah, that's how it goes. So that's me there in the black. with the white cap. We do have an elite athlete with us today. Just up ahead is Steve Way, British runner, British UK runner. Marathon time of around 2 hours 15 minutes, which is pretty good, isn't it? Somebody from Zwift said, most famous garden shed in the world. I don't know about that. I'm going to find it hard work tonight, chatting to you and keeping up with Group A. Oh, that is too fast. We've also got Nick from the Stride team here. If you want to run on Zwift, then you have a few options. One of them is to buy yourself a Stride foot pod. And the Stride team are very involved with Zwift and they're regularly running with us. I'm struggling tonight. Did a big long run yesterday. I think I'm probably quite tired. So I think we need some air in here. Might open a window. Let's drop it down. Just going to open a window. Oh. There we are. Falling behind a bit, that's alright. I think the main thing tonight is to talk about Zwift. So I think we'll do that. So Davrick is asking if I have a Stride foot pod, can you run outdoors using it? Yes, you can. Stride is amazing in terms of its ability to keep your pace and your speed accurate indoors on the treadmill and outdoors as well. So yes, you can use it outdoors and it's super accurate. Some people even turn off their GPS on their watches and use the Stride because they think it's more accurate than GPS. I would say they're about the same, really. You can do both. Use GPS or use the Stride. The thing about the Stride is it introduced something called power. So you know in cycling you have power, and that's how cyclists gauge their effort level. So in running, we've always gauged our effort level by heartbeat, heart rate and pace. And it's interesting that Stride have come up with this new plan to introduce power as a way to judge your effort in running. What power is supposed to do is even out the hills. So your pace will slow down up a hill, your cadence will change up a hill, might do, and your heart rate will change up a hill. What is supposed to not change is your power, because you can judge your effort level on your power to keep it the same on the flat as on the hills. So you're not using too much power going up the hills and you're not dropping power going up the hill. And that's something you can't do with pace, because you're definitely going to run slower going up a hill. Steve Funk says open a window. I have done, Steve. And I'm going to just go a bit slower, just because the most important thing for me is to chat to you guys today. I don't want to worry too much about overstressing myself on a fast run. So I'm quite happy to just chill out and drop back and not go overly fast. There's plenty of runners around, so you can see what it's like. You can see a lot of the Group B runners are ahead of me now. There's a couple of other Group A runners behind me. And so let me tell you a bit about the screen that you're looking at. There's a lot of information on the screen. I think Zwift are looking to reduce the amount of information on the screen, because some people say it's too much. I actually quite like it. I quite like the amount of information there is. So top right, you can see a map. That map is basically your route, where you're going, and there's dots to show other runners around you. And at the bottom, you can kind of see a shaded area. That's the elevation. You can also see a -1 in the screen there. That means we're going downhill, or now we're on the flat 0%. Underneath the map are a load of names. These are all real people like me on their treadmills. Now they might be in a gym, but they might be in their home, they might be in their garage or in their garden shed or wherever they might be, on a treadmill, looking at a screen like I'm doing. And if you can see the country flags, I know that some of the views that I've got on my screen, you can't see the country flags very well. But let me tell you, there are people from all over the world running on Zwift. So at the moment I can see America, I can see the UK, I can see Switzerland, I can see Sweden, Canada, Norway, is that? And obviously depending on different times of day, different people come online. So Australia will come online, and more of the USA will come online later this evening. So you've got people around the world running on Zwift, and all either competing against each other or running with each other socially, enjoying doing something different other than just banging out miles on the treadmill on your own and getting bored, quite frankly. This is a much more engaging way to run on the treadmill. Top left is my heart rate. So currently 157. You can see that I'm in an orange colour, and that is a zone, so heart rate zones. So the darker the colour, or the redder the colour, then the harder I've been working. So you can see when I was running very fast earlier on, or trying to keep up with the A group, I spent a minute in the red zone. You can see the little 1 there in the box. 1 minute in the red zone, zone 5, that's the highest zone you can get. So I didn't really want to spend much time there, because I'd be dead by the end of the run. So we're now back down to the orange zone, zone 4. And I've spent 12 minutes in that zone. And I'll probably stay in that zone because I'm talking, so that's raising my heart rate. Steps per minute, you can see under there, 172. And I'm running at 6 minutes 30 per kilometre. Underneath that, you can see my kilometre split. So each kilometre I run is timed and split up. So kilometre 1 was 5:17, kilometre 2 5:47, and kilometre 3 it looks like I'm going to do in 6:30. And my heart rate is there for each kilometre as well, so I can see if my heart rate went up as the run went on. And there are a few more stats underneath that as well. At the moment, Tim is calling out intervals for us to do. 5% at 3.5k, 5% for 1k, did he say? Gosh, well, we could try that. So that means in the middle of the screen you can see 2.91 kilometres I've done. So he says when you get to 3.5 kilometres, increase the incline on the treadmill to 5%. So we can do that. We can speed up a bit now that we've recovered a little bit more. Right behind me is Rommel Reno from Brazil. And there's a flag, Bogdan, that I don't recognise. Is that possibly the Czech Republic, something like that? We're running on the London course tonight. So there are 3 courses on Zwift. There is this London course, which is based on, I don't know if you've heard of the Prudential Ride London 100. It's a bike race that happens in London every year. And this London course that Zwift has created is based on that course. And then there's Richmond in Virginia, USA. That's based on the World Championship cycling course of 2015. And there's one other course that we all love called Watopia, which is an island. And it's an imaginary island created by Zwift where you can run through the middle of a volcano in glass tunnels under the sea, right to the top of a snow-capped mountain, through the Mayan jungle with Mayan ruins everywhere. It is quite amazing. Those worlds, London, Richmond and Watopia, currently on rotation, so depending on what day you log into Zwift, you will get one of those worlds. There will come a time when you can choose which one you go to, but at the moment they're served up on a regular basis by Zwift. We're currently running on the London Marathon course. If you're in the real London and you're running the London Marathon, at this stage where we are now, you're about 2 miles from home. 1.5, maybe 2 miles from home. So I'll be doing that in a couple of months' time, looking forward to that. But I'm going to increase the incline on my treadmill just to join in with the rest of the A group. And the sprint team is saying right on. Thank you, Stride team. Okay, let's raise up that treadmill incline, make it a bit harder. So this for a kilometre, we've raised it. So it's like running up, basically like running uphill now. Currently, if you're interested, running is free on Zwift. If you're not a Zwift subscriber and you'd like to try out running, you go to zwift.com/run. You can sign up, download the software, and you can run for free on Zwift at the moment, because Zwift running is currently still in the beta stage. Lots of things to be added yet. So you'd be an early adopter there right at the beginning of a revolution in running. Certainly a revolution in treadmill running. It's already happened with cycling. You can see the cyclists going past. Cycling has been going on Zwift for 3 years now, and it's grown massively. And you get elite cyclists, world championship cyclists, riding on Zwift, training on Zwift, even racing on Zwift. And it's going to happen with running. You will find more and more runners signing up to Zwift. Oh, what's going on? My treadmill seems to have stopped for some reason. Come on. Let's go again. I don't know what happened there. Oh, why has it stopped? Right. Got a problem with the treadmill. So we'll just reset it. Click start. And away we go. I don't know why that happened. Let's get back up and running. There we are. Maybe I knocked the safety thing. There's a safety catch on my treadmill, and if you knock it, the treadmill just stops. Very important really to use it. It's very easy to fall off a treadmill if you're not paying attention, and if the treadmill belt keeps going, you get some nasty burns on your legs, nasty injuries. Yeah, Rob says proof it's live. It is. Daverick says he's never noticed the heart rate zones. Yes. Blue, green, yellow, orange and red. And the little numbers indicate how long you've been in each zone. So because I stopped, my heart rate's gone down. And we're in zone 3. So really, if you're, say you were doing a marathon, 26 miles, you would not really want to be moving in zone 5 at all, really. Maybe peaking every so often, but generally you want to be staying in zones 3 and 4 for your marathon. If you're doing a 10k, you probably do want to be in zone 4 most of the time, and even zone 5 quite a lot of the time as well. If you're doing a 5k is really one of those races that you really want to bang out as hard as you can, and you will be in zone 5 for a lot of your running in a 5k. And if you're one of these ultra guys running more than a marathon, well, you probably want to be in zones 2 and 3 for anything over 30 miles. And it's just simply because your heart cannot sustain that length of time running in that heart rate zone. And also in terms of fueling, you're going to be consuming an awful lot of sugary things if you're running in zones 4 and 5 for a long time. Whereas if you're running in zones 2 and 3, your body uses its fat. Because you're going slower, your body can burn fat as fuel. It takes longer to burn fat as fuel. Sugar is very quick to get into the muscles, turn into the glycogen and get into the muscles quick. Whereas fat takes longer to metabolise. But yeah, if you run a long distance, zones 2 and 3, fat burning zones, so where are we now? We're surrounded by Group C and Group D runners and a few Group A runners who are finding it a bit tough up ahead as well, like me. I'm going to give myself an excuse here. Yesterday I ran a half marathon interval session of hills. So 22 kilometres I ran up and down hills. So my legs are obviously more tired than I thought they would be, which is why I found it tough to keep up. I know, it's an excuse, isn't it? I'm sorry. So we're coming up to central London. Pamela is asking, do they have races like in cycling? Pamela, no, not as yet. We do have events, regular events every day, but not races as such. The idea is at the moment that we stay together, or at least we start together. Some people like to go off at their own pace. Some people do like to race a little bit. And the results are on zwiftpower.com. So, like cycling, when you do a run, a group event on Zwift, you will get results in zwiftpower.com. And you will get a first, second and a third. So it's, you know, you could argue it's a race, and some people might view it as a race, but we don't as yet have proper organised races on Zwift. And the reason for that, apart from the fact that we want to try and make it social, so we want to get people involved, we want people to join in and not feel like they're under any pressure to race or compete. The other reason really is that the technology is not quite there yet to allow us to race on an even playing field. So you've got foot pods and treadmills that are not all the same, and it's impossible to make them the same, or at the moment it is anyway. So we can't really race with any certainty that everyone is on a level playing field, which is a shame at the moment, I know. But you know, Stride are making good progress with their Stride Live foot pod, and there are smart treadmills coming onto the market. So you know, it's moving in the right direction. But there are certain things on Zwift running that are not yet the same as in cycling, like incline as well, for example. So, as yet, you know, when you're cycling and you go up a hill, if you're on a smart trainer, you will feel the incline on the hill, whereas running doesn't get that yet. So there are no treadmills that are controlled by Zwift. There are no smart treadmills that Zwift links to and changes the incline automatically on your treadmill. So incline is not a thing in running yet. But again, it will come. We are at a beta stage of running, so you're an early adopter. If you come to Zwift running now, you're an early adopter. So get on this train now. Thanks for the ride on Shin. Kate is asking, what is the maximum gear you need to run? Okay, very simple. Access to a treadmill and a foot pod. That's it. So there are lots of different foot pods you can get, and it kind of depends what system you're using. So yeah, when I said maximum gear, you also need either an iPhone or an iPad or a computer. So what happens is, say you're using your iPhone, you download the Zwift app on your iPhone, you go to the gym and you log in to Zwift using the gym's Wi-Fi, and on your foot you've got a foot pod. So it could be the cheapest of the bunch, which is this little thing here called the Milestone foot pod. It's about $25, not very much. Comes in a box that looks like this. So that's the Milestone foot pod. That's what most people start with, because it's the cheapest and it gets you going. And that will link to your app on your iPhone. And when you start running on the treadmill, your avatar will start moving in Zwift. Simple as that. It really is simple, honestly. It's funny because people make it more complicated than it is, and it's just straightforward. Treadmill, iPhone, foot pod. If you're on a computer, see, I'm on a PC here at home, and I'm using the Stride foot pod. The Stride foot pod broadcasts in 2 different languages. It broadcasts in Bluetooth, which we all know that Bluetooth connects to your foot pod, to your phone or your iPod, but it also broadcasts in something called Ant Plus, which is how it connects to your PC or your Mac. And in your Mac or your PC, you will need, I'm trying to see if I can see it, you will need a little USB stick to go in your computer, so it looks like this. That is a USB stick that receives the signal from your Ant Plus foot pod, and that goes in your computer. And same deal, you download the app on your computer, you log in, and Zwift will recognise your foot pod, and you start running on the treadmill, and your avatar starts running. Now you can wear a heart rate monitor, so I'm wearing a heart rate monitor around my chest. You can get something called the Wahoo ticker. A Wahoo ticker looks like this. That's the Wahoo ticker. That will measure your heart rate, and also actually it does do the same job as a foot pod. So you could get one of these which will do heart rate and your speed and cadence on Zwift all in one unit. There's also this is called the Polar Stride Sensor. Polar Stride Sensor. That's a little bit more expensive than the Milestone foot pod. You can also get a foot pod from Garmin as well, broadcasting in Ant Plus. So there's plenty to choose from. All available on Amazon or even direct from Zwift. If you go to zwift.com/run and you click on Get Going or something like that, I think it says, it will take you to a link where you can buy Stride Live. Stride Live is the foot pod that broadcasts in both Bluetooth and Ant Plus. So again, you're covered whether you're using a computer or an iPhone. Davrick says he thinks that incline is going to happen soon because a lot of treadmills that are coming out now have Bluetooth and they can link direct to your computer. That is true. Yes, certainly. Any more questions, guys? If you've got any questions, do ask. We've still got about 4K to run in this group run. We're running past, up the Mall, I think, at the moment. Looks like towards Buckingham Palace. If you're wondering why I'm not with the main A group, I've fallen behind a bit because I'm talking a lot. My heart rate was going crazy, so I've deliberately slowed down the treadmill, and I'm just concentrating on talking to you guys rather than concentrating on a hard run, which it would be hard for me tonight to talk and run at that pace. So it's a sensible decision, really. So we're now running in the opposite direction to the London Marathon. If you're running the London Marathon, you would be coming down away from Buckingham Palace towards the finish line. So we're running up towards the Victoria Monument outside Buckingham Palace. We're going to go round that. In the background there you can see Nelson's column. Instead of Nelson on the top, we've got a squirrel. Pamela says she thinks the price of Zwift is worth it. Yeah, well, like I said, Zwift running is free at the moment. If you are a subscriber to Zwift cycling, I think it's about 12 UK pounds a month. It's $14.99 US dollars a month. So if you are subscribing to cycling, you don't have to pay any more to do running on Zwift. If you're not subscribed at all and you don't plan on cycling, you can run for nothing. You don't have to pay anything. And you can in fact get on the bike for a free trial as well. I think there's about 50 kilometers worth of free trial on the bike. So if you've got a bike trainer, you can do that too. Mark is asking, can you use a Garmin HRM Run strap? Well, that's what I'm wearing at the moment. You can use it for heart rate, you can use it for cadence, but you will not be able to use it for speed. So really, there's not a lot of point in using it for cadence either, because you will need something else for speed, for pace. It won't let you run. It won't let you record speed. But yeah, that's what I'm wearing now. I'm wearing the Garmin HRM Run to record my heart, but my cadence and my speed is coming from my Stride footpod. So Sherry is saying she's been running on Zwift Run, and what she's found is it's motivated her to run a bit harder. Because she's been running with people, she's felt the need to keep up with people. And so she's found that she's done more work. And that's good, that's a great thing, because that's like club running outdoors. And you are a member of a running club on Zwift. It is like your virtual running club. Because in the same way that outdoors, running with other people will motivate you and encourage you beyond your comfort zone, which is the only way you'll improve, that's what running on Zwift does. Running with people on Zwift encourages you to just jump out of your comfort zone a little bit. And if you want to improve with your running, if you're looking to lose weight or if you're looking to break your personal best times, then running with people is a great way to do that. speed up a little bit. Thumbs up from Ron Gonzalez, thanks Ron. Chris Foster says he's been running on Zwift for a year now and he absolutely loves it. He's hooked, he says. Although he does say he can't remember the last outdoor run he did. I'm not advocating that. You need to get outside as well in the sunshine or even in the snow like it's been here. It's been snowing here in the UK. And it's great to get outdoors as well. But you know, since running on Zwift, my mileage, weekly mileage has increased. And therefore my fitness has increased. And my races have been better as a result. Now the reason that Ron says he's been running on Zwift, Chris says he's been running on Zwift for a year is Zwift was released just over a year ago, kind of secretly, not really open to the public. You had to kind of get a secret, it was a secret little way in to test it out in the very early stages of Zwift running. It's only been officially released as a beta version to the public in the past couple of months. So February, it was released. So you've not missed out on anything. In fact, you've probably saved yourself the heartache of Zwift learning the ropes with running and getting it all right. It's people like me and Chris that have been sending information back to Zwift about how it's been going for us over the past year. And let me tell you, it's so much improved now and really, really worth doing. Diane Baker says Zwift is fab. And Roy Westwood said he's just finished the Group D run. That was a good one today. So let me tell you about groups on Zwift. As you saw, I was initially started running with the A group tonight, and they went off a bit fast for me and I couldn't hold it, so I knew immediately that I had to drop back. And if the speed, the pace of the A group looked a bit too much for you, well, you'll notice there's a B and a C and a D group. You should not be put off by any of the speeds that you see people running out on Zwift. We are very inclusive, we want you to join in. So if Group A is too fast for you, Group C, Group D will, Group B will be running a bit slower. Group C will be running a bit slower than that, and Group D will be running a bit slower than that. Also, Group B will run a little less far. Group C will run a little less far, and Group D will run a little less far again. So slower and not as far. There will be a group that suits the pace that you want to run at and the distance you want to run. So join in, have a look at the events, download the Zwift Companion app. It used to be called the Zwift Mobile Link, it's now called the Zwift Companion app. Have a look in there, see what events you'd like to join. There are 5k events, 10k events, and longer, and you can join those and check it out for yourself. Diane says she's going to definitely check out running. Diane Baker, thanks Diane. So the combination of me slowing down and at the same time opening the windows has meant that I'm now freezing cold. Oh well, never mind. So a couple of kilometres left. Got any questions to ask, do ask them. I am looking at Facebook chat. Good view there. I think this is Pall Mall. Or is it Birdcage Walk? Might be Birdcage Walk actually, in London. Heart rate top left there, 145 BPM, nice and comfortable now. In zone 3, 25 minutes I've spent in zone 3, you can see there. if you look in the little yellow box, 25. So that's how you tell how hard your heart has been working, and therefore how hard you've been working. Amanda, who's been leading Group D, or is a Group D leader, says hi. Thanks, Amanda. Pamela says she loves Zwift. She loves cycling on Zwift. Keeps her from getting bored. So that's great. And John Hancock says he really enjoyed Group A tonight. So some people have finished their Group A run a good few minutes up on me. I think there's no way I could have kept up with Group A tonight. Not with my legs. But it means you get a bit longer to ask me a question. See, if I'd been speeding off, I wouldn't have been able to tell you so many things because I'd have been out of breath. And the run would be over now, and the stream would be finished. And you know, what are you going to do now? What are you going to do? Go to bed. That's all there is to do, isn't it? Go and have your dinner. If you're in a different time zone, go back to work. Krista Holt says ride on. Thank you, Krista, for your ride on. So a ride-on, if you don't know anything about Zwift at all, a ride-on is like kudos in Strava, if you know Strava. So it's like a thumbs up, it's like well done, or even just hi, how are you, kind of thing, or good run. So that's what a ride-on is, and obviously ride-on comes from cycling. You could say run-on, I suppose, but it hasn't been changed in Zwift yet. So we're coming up to 8 kilometres run, so 1.5 kilometres or so to go before the end of this session. You can see there it says 1.7 kilometres and a little kind of finishing flag there. One thing I haven't talked about is Zwift, the game. What you're looking at essentially is a computer game. So it's just a very interactive computer game, because you are actually doing the running as well as your avatar. But just like any computer game, you get points, experience points, and you move up the levels so you can level up. So if you see, you can see in the middle where it says 7.92 kilometres, just below that is an orange bar. And that orange bar is gradually keep creeping across the screen. And the left hand side of it says number 17, so I'm on level 17 of running. There are 21 running levels, and I'm gradually creeping towards level 18. And the more I run, if you see now, look, when I get there, 10 XP points pops up, so every 250 metres I get a few points. Every kilometre I run I get a few points. And you can also get points for running a half marathon, running a 10k, running a certain speed. So if you can run a mile in under 8 minutes or under 7 minutes, you get points for that. And you also get prizes when you level up. So you'll get new running kit. Thank you for the ride on, Ollie Melumster. Yeah, so you get different coloured running kit, different shoes, different headgear or glasses, all as rewards for levelling up in the game. Cycling is currently at level 25. I'm sure they're due to add more levels to cycling soon, because it's been on level 25 for quite a while. And yeah, 21 levels in running. One of the questions a lot of people ask about Zwift is how does Zwift know how fast you're going? And it's a very good question, because sometimes when you start running on Zwift, you'll notice that Zwift thinks you're either running a lot faster or a lot slower. Thank you for your ride on, Karen. Than you actually are, or than your treadmill says. And this is another reason why racing is not a thing yet on Zwift, because a lot of the time your treadmill might be misaligned, it might be wrong. If it's not, and you're fairly sure that it's correct, what you can do is you can calibrate your foot pod. So in the pairing screen on Zwift, when you log in, you need to choose which foot pod you're going to run with. If you've got more than one, you'll have a list of foot pods you can choose from. So choose your foot pod, and there's a little spanner icon. And if you click on that spanner icon, you can calibrate your foot pod. So you set your treadmill to whatever speed you want to run at. Say it's 10 kilometers an hour. Press 10 kilometers an hour on your treadmill and run for a minute, and Zwift will calibrate your foot pod so that it's the same on screen in the Zwift app. I remember before that happened, I did a marathon on Zwift, believe it or not, many moons ago, and I was timing it on my watch at the same time as doing it on Zwift. This is before calibration came out, and my watch told me I had run 45 kilometers before Zwift had told me I'd run a marathon, which is 42 kilometers. So I actually ran, arguably, I ran 45 kilometers before Zwift recognised it as 42 kilometers. So it's a great bonus to have a calibration tool on Zwift so that you're a bit more accurate when you're running. Patrick says he's done a walking session today. Brett is saying that he found the random call-outs today in today's session a bit too much to handle. A bit too random, he says. So we're still experimenting with our group runs, and the idea is that we come up with ideas to make our runs more interesting, more entertaining, and sometimes more challenging. So today's idea was that our run leader would call out, or other people, in fact, in the group could call out different plans for intervals. Now, because I've been talking to you, I haven't done that. But yeah, Brett was just saying that he felt it was a bit too random tonight. Sometimes we prefer a more structured session, perhaps. So in the background you can see the Houses of Parliament on the left, and that's Westminster Abbey on the right there. And we're just going down Parliament Square. On the left hand side would normally be 10 Downing Street, where the Prime Minister lives. And Dave Bristol says Zwift is really the only way to stay running on a treadmill without losing your mind. Nice one. So we're heading away from Parliament Square now towards Trafalgar Square. So we might get to Trafalgar Square before the end of the run. We've got about 500 metres to do before the end. The rest of Group A will all have finished by now. I've made my excuses. I said I did a long run yesterday, my legs are tired. It isn't any excuse really. But I found that if I was going to talk to you guys, answer your questions, running at the pace the A group were running at was too much for me today, so I deliberately slowed down. Dennis says hi from Quebec. Again, if you're new to Zwift, people from all over the world are running on Zwift. It's great to have you guys along. Thanks for joining me today. We've been live on the Zwift page, the Zwift Facebook page, live on Zwift Community Live as well, on YouTube. Great places to find more information about Zwift are the Zwift Run pages on Facebook, the Zwift Runners Forum on Facebook. Search for Zwift Runners on Facebook and join in the chat there, ask questions. And also, if you'd like to see more live Zwift running and indeed Zwift cycling, go to Zwift Community Live on YouTube and on Facebook and join me every Monday on Zwift Run, on the Zwift Run page, for live streaming on a Monday and then a Friday. We also have a Wednesday workout, so 7:30 on a Wednesday UK time, Wednesday workout. I stream that on my own YouTube channel. You'll notice the Film My Run logo on the right hand side of the screen there. That's my channel. I record a lot of runs outdoors as well as on Zwift, real races, real ultras, and I make little films. I'll put them on my YouTube page and my website, so go and have a look at that. Zwift Run, Film My Run, filmmyrun.com. Nearly done there, so you'll see a little banner in a minute, and then when I go through the banner it'll be a ticker tape and that'll say that I've finished today's run. No doubt I'm the last of the A runners to finish today. That's alright. We're not worried. We don't worry about these things. There we are. There's the end. Ticker tape. Monday Run Club done and dusted. That's it, guys. Patrick's just saying he's interested in how the screen is changing. The camera angles, yeah. So I do that all by myself with a little program I've got. What you can do, if you're in Zwift and you've got a keyboard, or also on the Zwift Companion app, you can press certain keys and it will give you a different camera angle. And there's a great camera angle. If you press 0 on your keyboard, you get the drone footage. So if I press 0 now, look, and then I press the... Hang on a minute. Oh, am I? Maybe I'm not connected. Oh, that's because I've got my program's running. There we are. So if I press right, 0 again, left, down, up, left again. Oh, I can zoom in as well and zoom out and go up, out and zoom in. It's great fun. It's really good fun. So that's 0 on your keyboard. But that's it, guys. That's the end of my run today and the end of our broadcast on the Zwift Facebook page. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope I've inspired you a little bit to get involved in Zwift running. Like I say, go and look at the Zwift Runners Facebook page and join in the chat there. Do subscribe to my YouTube channel, Film My Run. Join me 7:30 on a Monday, 7:30 on a Wednesday and 7:30 on a Friday, streaming live Zwift running and Zwift workouts, Zwift social runs and Zwift workouts live on my YouTube channel and on the Zwift Run Facebook page as well. So when you've finished the run, you can press menu on the left hand side. Oh, not that. Hold on a minute. Now, see, this is the problem. Whenever I run on Zwift, my mouse freezes up because of so much sweat on the keyboard. We'll turn it back on again. Hopefully we'll get some something to work. There we go. Okay, so you press menu on the keyboard, on the screen, and then you press end run, and you get a little map showing you where you've run. And on the right hand side you can see all the people that you've run with and all the people who gave you a ride on. See those little blue thumbs there? There's all the people who gave me a ride on. Thank you to all of you guys. Thanks to everyone for watching. You click OK and you can now save your run to Strava to Garmin Connect, to today's plan, and to a number of other platforms that you might use to record your outdoor runs as well. So your indoor runs on Zwift can go straight to your Strava profile, and you will see them as a virtual run, and it will add up in your Strava profile, as will all your other runs. So Zwift is no different from your other runs. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I have thoroughly enjoyed tonight. I apologise that I couldn't keep up with the rest of the A group. Just too fast for me tonight they were. Oh dear, it happens sometimes. It can't be helped. These things happen. But we're not to worry. We'll see you again next Wednesday, on Wednesday this week, on my own Facebook channel. And see you on Friday on Zwift Run. Take care, guys. Thanks very much for joining me. Bye-bye.